What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. All right, check it out, man. The prediction show is back. That's right, I'm back. Uh, took a little break from it for a little bit. I hope you guys been all right out there. But we back in action, guys, and we got two interesting games tonight, not to say the least. So Toronto Raptors went down 2-0 and brought this series back, you know, got themselves back in, made it 2-2 against the Boston Celtics. And, it's a new series because I thought Toronto looked like they was in really bad shape. They definitely needed to win these next two games because going down 3-0 or either 3-1, you put yourself in a really big fix against a team that's, you know, comparable to you in as far as, you know, hell of a team they are. Milwaukee Bucks are in this situation, and they pulled off a win last night, but still, four straight. That's tough. That's tough to even imagine that the way Miami Heat's been playing them, that they're going to pull off four straight, And so you don't want to dig yourself down a 3-1 deficit or a 3-0 deficit. So good job for the Toronto Raptors getting back in this series to tie it up. Brandon Nicholson in the building. Was good with your Brandon Nicholson. Appreciate you coming through, fam. So, giving gun rights a little bit of time to come in. I'm not sure if he'll be able to make it or not, guys. My partner, gun rights, is involved in a lot of business ventures at this time. Taking care of the fam and family first. Family first, none to say the least. So, shout out to my partner, gun rights, and hopefully, wow, somebody just came through just to give me a thumbs down, Brandon. Gotta embrace the haters, man. You got to embrace the haters because the haters send the good people your way. So whoever came through to give me that thumb down, appreciate it. Thanks a lot. All right, so yeah, so the first game we're gonna talk about today, of course, the 6:30 game, the Boston Celtics versus the Toronto Raptors. Uh, now the Toronto Raptors opened up at a -1. So they had it really, really close because of, again, the series has been close. And sorry guys, I was putting a tweet out. So sorry about that. So the series been close. So they opened up at -1. The current is -1.5, but the line shifted to the Boston side. So probably heavy money started going in onto Toronto Raptors. People felt like, you know, maybe Nick Nurse and those guys got this up together, and after 2 game stretch, they get ready to start feeling the role. And the assumption will be that they started getting heavy bets on the Toronto side. Brandon said, "D, if you have any haters, if you don't have any haters, you aren't doing something right." Hey, yep, that's what I always say, Brandon. That is what I always say, brother. So, like I said, I embraced them. So, with that being said, they're a -1.5, but on the Boston side, also the totals are 212, which doesn't really seem high, but for these two teams, coincidentally, that is actually high numbers. 212. I mean, concerning this matchup between the Boston Celtics and the Toronto Raptors, that's pretty high numbers. Okay, take you through a take a walk back through the first 4 games, and Celtics win 112-94, which gives you a total of 208. Game 2, Celtics win 102-99, and that's a total of 201. And game 3, it's 104-107, so you have a total of 207. And their last game was 100-93, which the Raptors won both of those, which is a total of 193. So how 212 points may not seem high, it's high for this game, and I don't trust it. I'm definitely looking at the unders on this game. Um, for any of you guys that's interested, because Gun Rights always tells me, to give out these percentages. So the percentages on the side is 80%. The public's going 80% with Boston to cover the spread, 20% with Toronto, 84% money line Boston, 16% Toronto. So 55% on the overs, which I don't like that. 45% on the unders. Gun rights always say go against the public. I think the public's definitely wrong on those overs and unders. Could be wrong. Those things have been really tricky this season. Toronto, they're the most resilient team in the playoffs, in my opinion. Man, of course, that's opinionated, but just by statistics, and I won't go down all the statistics because you guys know I'm not really big on as big on statistics as I am on intangibles, but they are one of the most resilient teams in the playoffs. Next to the Clippers, I believe the Toronto Raptors to be the best defensive team, and it'd be arguably with the Clippers when you start digging into the statistics. I mean, they are in this particular series here, they've held Boston to 104.5, which is uncharacteristic for Boston concerning the other games that they've played with other teams. They've totally smashed 104.5, and the most they scored in this series here is 112, which is really good, showing concerning the Toronto defense. Kyle Lowry, probably the best player, on the Raptors, shooting 41% from the floor and total efficiency rating. He's definitely the best. He's rated 40.7%. Raptors wins. To me, they just feel like they were fighting and holding on and getting over the edge versus the Celtics. When they were winning, they had control. They were in control of the game and they looked to be winning. With the Raptors, it just felt like it was a battle, uphill battle, but they pulled off the win. Jason Tatum leads all players on both teams, 23.8 points per game. And his total efficiency is 50.7, almost 10% over Kyle Lowry, who's the best on the Toronto Raptors side. I just, Kemba Walker, also in the Celtics, is the most efficient player in the game at 56.8%. And he's right under 20 points a game, 19.7 points per game. So I just feel like the Celtics are the stronger team in this matchup. And I said this in the beginning of this series that it feels to me like the Celtics just have the Toronto Raptors number. These two games that they came back and won, as I said, it just the feeling of those games, it was more of a struggle there than it was for the Clippers to beat the Toronto Raptors. It was more of a struggle. And when you look at that, man, could it be a battle of coaching? Nick Nurse, we know, is a good coach, and he made the adjustments. But if Boston Celtics are the stronger team, Brad Stevenson is a good coach himself. So look, man, I'm just gonna go. I like the clip of the. I'm sorry, I like the Celtics here in this game. You know, both of these teams are keeping pretty much the same pace at 93.3, and they're finding success at that pace. And since Boston appears to be the stronger team, I like Boston on the points. And under the 212, I don't agree with that public on that over on the 212. I will take Boston on the points. A little safer. You guys want to take Boston on the money line. I'm pretty sure that my partner Gun Rights will tell you guys to take the money line. So I say Boston and under. That's how I see this first game here. Chris said, do you think it okay. I already read that. All right. So I think if Toronto wins tonight, they'll probably win the series. Could be. And interestingly enough, Brandon, I believe either team. What's the day? It's not Wednesday. Oh yeah. Sorry about that. We just got a tornado warning too. Right when my live kicked off, y'all probably can hear the sirens in the background. The sirens going off. We got a tornado warning here. Must be some strong winds. Um, no, but back to the Celtics, man. Um, I just feel like that they're the stronger team here, you know. And Brandon, going back to you, you think that I think either team that wins tonight look good to take this series. I think that this is a defining one of the defining games tonight. And you know, coincidentally, could it be that the team that wins tonight, Brian, runs the table? Like if Boston wins, they win again the next game in the series. Toronto win, they win again the next game in the series. Could be one of those things. It seems like the Celtics were a shell shocked by OG. Yeah, yeah, and OG. Speaking of OG Anunoby, he's shooting the best percentage from 3-point land out of all of these guys. Everybody on both teams. So they better watch OG for that game winning shot if it comes down to that. That's all I'll say. You know what I mean? See, he hit it uh against what's that in that first series. So we just better watch OG shooting lights out. And I forgot to wish you happy holiday, my bro. Okay, appreciate that. I don't celebrate any holidays, but I do appreciate it. Happy holiday to you too, my friend. Yeah, I agree. Whoever wins tonight got the series. Yeah, I think that's what it might come down to, man. And I'm going with Boston today, guys. I'm going to give you guys also. I put a little parlay in, let you guys know how that one goes. So next game, let's jump on this. I think we're gonna be solo. Like I said, my man Gun Rights will be back after a while, but he's got some stuff he's taking care of, family business and such. All right. LA Clippers versus the Denver Nuggets. Now, naturally, the LA Clippers open up at 7.5. The line has moved a point, minus 8.5, and that's probably has a lot to do with Nikola Jokic being out tonight, potentially. He's questionable. So, you know, that line shift probably has to do with Nikola Jokic being questionable. Okay. Let me see right quick, guys. National Weather Service alert tornado warning till 5:30 p.m. So it's 30 minutes. Take shelter now in the basement. Yeah, it's a bit north of where we are. Wow. Tornado Alley, baby. All right. So 220 is the totals. Um, and I'm gonna tell you guys right now, before I even start, I'm staying off of those totals. The public is like over. They think this is going to be a high scoring game. I'm not too sure. The reason the totals are so tricky to me because of Jokic. It's a wrist injury, right? So that's points shooting, might throw a shooting off. I don't like those totals. This is two teams that could go over those totals because we know that the Clippers can put up points. But I expect the Clippers locked down on defense today. And let's get into this breakdown, and I'll explain to you guys why I'm not comfortable with those totals. I'm staying off of them. Denver put Kawhi Leonard in the cage and threw away the key. I felt like this was something they should have seen coming. Yeah, memory serves me right. Dallas was bottling up Kawhi late in that series. Yeah, yep, that's true. That's true. And I'll tell you what, if you want to depend on Paul George for offense or Kawhi Leonard for offense, probably Kawhi Leonard said Jokic is probably playing, but the Clippers will probably swipe at their wrist all night long. All night long, Brian. All night long. All right, so here's my breakdown. Denver are not the defensive team to keep the Clippers down when they're on the roll. Denver's not the team when the Clippers get on the roll. Markieff Morris didn't play as well in this last game, but the game prior to that, he played well, right? He gets on the roll. Shamet, Lou Will. The Denver Nuggets are not the team to keep the Clippers at bay. Vice versa, yeah, when Clippers focus, get locked down on, locked down on that defense, they can't keep the Clippers at bay, which is another thing. That's why I'm worried about that 220. Jokic, like I said, is questionable. And like my man Brandon just said too, they're gonna be swiping at that wrist all night. That is where the injury is, that sore wrist, which will affect his scoring and interior play, guys, right? So that's kind of shaky for Denver right there. Denver hasn't been the best team. Now, check this out. This is really important. Nick Diaz says, I'm betting on the Nuggets. Okay, Nick, well, listen up, because if you do, Nick, well, let's wait till we get to the betting part of it, because there is a way you can bet on the Nuggets, Nick, that I would suggest if you are going to decide to bet on them. So this is an important thing that I want you to pay attention to, Nick, concerning this bet before you go place that bet. Denver hasn't been the best team. Matter of fact, one of the worst teams, and winning back-to-back games against against teams over 55%. Okay, listen to this. They've been pretty awful winning back-to-back games versus teams over 55%. Pretty bad with doing that. And they're 1-6. 1-6. Okay, so think about that, Nick. Right? The Clippers, Nick, are undefeated in this same category. When they have been beaten by a team, they come back and they punish them. They're 8-0. 8-0, Nick. Okay? 8-0, fam. That is huge. So you got to think about that, man. And the Clippers gave up 17 or 18 turnovers in that last game. Can't expect that that's going to happen again. Clippers 16-1 versus the point spread. Okay, I got to go with the Clippers in this game. On the points, right? Because like I said, they're 8-0 and they demolished teams. They're 8-0 in this situation. They're undefeated, but they're 13-0 covering the spread when they're in this situation. So I got to take the Clippers on the points. I'm staying off the overs and unders in that game because of Jokic's wrist and everything I explained to you guys about the Clippers potentially focusing on defense, locking those guys down. And as my man Brandon said, swiping at that Joker wrist. I would stay off that points because Denver has a lot of guys who can step up to the plate and put up numbers too. So if they do mess around with Jokic, you can see Jeremy Grant, Torrey Craig, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. open up and start putting up points. Michael Porter Jr. will blast you from the three-point line, slashing in. So will Jeremy Grant. So those points are just too volatile for me. But I would say the Clippers by the points if you want to make some extra money. Now back to you, Nick Diaz. If you're gonna bet Denver, fam, if you're gonna bet Denver, this is my suggestion. Take Denver on the points and go over on the totals. Because if Denver wins this game, or even if they come within that point spread, Nick Diaz, then I'm pretty sure they'll go over on the totals. You see what I mean, Nick? So if you feeling the Denver Nuggets, and I don't mind that because they're actually my dark horse team on the West Coast. I don't see them looking as strong as Miami, which was my dark horse team on the East Coast. Miami looks stronger on the East Coast than Denver does over here. But they are my dark horse team, so I don't mind you taking them because they could pull off an upset. But don't look at that line and see that plus 300. I believe it's at. Let me see where it's at because I think it's at plus 300. I wouldn't take that. I wouldn't take that, Nick. Plus 325 actually, Nick, and it's plus 9 on the points. So they got to get 10 points to win. So Nick, if you want to bet the Denver Nuggets, go 9 points. Take them by the points and go over on the point totals, or you can leave the point totals alone. Just take them on the 9 points, okay? 9 points at a minus 110. That'd be, the best way to bet them. Throw them in a parlay or something. That way, if they don't hit, so be it. You don't spend too much money. I wouldn't mess with them too tough on this win just because of those statistics. that I was telling you about. The game Saturday, Clippers outscored the Nuggets second, third, and fourth quarter, but the damage was done in the first quarter when Denver hit the Clippers with the avalanche. Yep. Yep. And they put up enough points and held them off enough to win. I agree with that. By the time the Clippers adjusted, it was already too late. Right. And I expect the Clippers to come out faster. Um, Prop bets. Oh, guys, I would look at two guys here on the prop bets. On the Denver Nuggets side, I would look at Jeremy Grant. So over on his point total, probably would be a good bet. And then on the Clippers side, Markieff Morris. If you guys into that prop bet, and I was looking at that, Markieff Morris, I expect him to have a good game here. So over on his point total, maybe a good bet there. I don't really mess around with the props, but if you guys are into that, I told you I'm gonna start giving you guys some what I believe to be decent prop bets. So and you might want to look at the Clippers in the first half here. So those three plays, if I was playing props, I would make Markieff Morris over, Jeremy Grant over, and Clippers to take the first half. Okay, so let's do our tickets. The tickets today, guys. Now, again, this is my ticket, the D Jeff special. So, with that being said, everybody, it's a 14 parlay. But in gun rights fashion, we're gonna change this to a 3-team parlay. Uh here we go. On the screen for you guys. Yeah, let me move this out the way real quick. So we're gonna change this up, guys, to a 3-team parlay. And like I said before, this is always the Jefferson. Okay, so got the Toronto Raptors. Uh wait. Wrong ticket, guys. Hold up. Hold on. Hold up. Wait. All right, hold up. Man, why they make this thing so? All right, hold on. Oh, there we go. See, it didn't come up until I freaking put the thing down. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna share it again. I had the wrong ticket. It's the Boston ticket. We got Boston winning. I had the wrong ticket up. That was another ticket that I was. All right, here it is. Here it is. All right, sorry about that. Sorry about that, everybody. I got it right. Here we go. So this is the ticket. I'm gonna start doing it like this if I put them out first anyway. When gun rights is not here. All right, here we go, guys. So we got Boston on the spread, under the totals. And this is one we're gonna leave out. We're not gonna bet the over and under on that game. I just put it on there. But the LA Clippers on the points. So take the LA Clippers on the points, and then take the Boston Celtics on the points and under. That's your 3-team parlay. If you guys want to go over on that total, that's up on you. I wouldn't suggest that. But Boston Celtics by the points and under, and then go ahead and take the Clippers by the points. Or in gun rights fashion, you could take the Clippers on the money line as well. Okay? So you guys can, that is my advice for the ticket today. Remember, Boston on the points, under on the totals, and then the Clippers, you could take them on the points or the money line. The safest bet is probably the money line. That's your 3-team parlay right there today. Alistair said tie series 2-2. It's Boston series to lose now. Or it's Toronto series to lose now. Alistair, it's tied 2-2. And you coming in a little late because Brandon Nicholson and I agreed that whoever takes this game tonight probably takes the series. So you better be rooting for your boys tonight, Alistair. Of course, as you can see, we going with Boston here. We think Boston wins. Well, I think Boston wins. I think we go under the totals. And then, like I said, Clippers on the money line. That's y'all three-team parlay for tonight. Games don't start until 6:30, so y'all got plenty of time to get those things in. And let me remove that. So that's what we got, guys, today for the NBA Basic Prediction and Odds Show. Hope you guys win some money. We were doing pretty well just before I left. So let's keep up the tradition. You guys enjoy the games tonight. I'm going to get a hold of Lewis. I'm not sure which game we're doing tonight, if any, but if so, probably it'll be that late game, Clippers and the Nuggets, Lewis, because of Lewis's schedule. But definitely one of us will be doing the game tonight. If I'm not going to be doing it with Lewis, then I'm going to do that Boston Celtics and Toronto Raptors game. So either way, I will be doing the Boston Celtics and Toronto Raptors game alone, or it'll be Basketball Live with Lewis and D tonight for the Clippers versus the Nuggets. You guys enjoy the games. Appreciate you coming through and checking me out. Alistair49 in the building, Brandon Nicholson, Nick Diaz, and the other 5 or 6 people that didn't decide to chat. I do appreciate you guys listening in. Put those bets in, guys. Get your parlay ticket in, and y'all know how I always end this thing. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.